What's going on, Trovians? I'm Zoxvoxel, and today we're going to have a look at the Tombraiser class. This is going to be a guide on the Tombraiser. It's the newest class in Trove. It's my favourite class. It is amazing. Really awesome class. So let's delve right in. It's classified as a melee class, which is really strange because its attack looks like it's a ranged attack. It's not. It's very, very short range on it. So if you are wondering why you're not doing damage with it, you're probably not close enough. So it uses the staff. That's the weapon of choice. Again, another weird one with being melee, but we'll let it slide. Its damage is magical damage, so you want to be stacking that magical damage, especially on your weapon, give you much more damage. Its biome is associated with a cursed veil. It's about skeletons and death and raising the dead. It's really cool class. I'm really enjoying playing it. So if we have a look at how much it costs, it's currently the most expensive. That's because it's new. This always happens. So it's 8,000 cubits at the moment, which is quite a lot. It can be bought for the same price as the others with credits, 1050, or it can be traded for a class token. So if you're thinking about buying a pack or something, it can be traded for that. So bear that in mind, guys. So if we have a look at the description of the class, it is the unlife of the party. Animate minions, then heal them and damage enemies with your basic attack's piercing beam. Enhance your attack and defense with Banshee's Boon and combine your bone Tirage into a grave Goliath. So it's a really cool, airy sounding mystical class. So if we have a look at some of the abilities, we'll have a look at his passive first. So the passive is the Soul Caller. Periodically attracts restless souls up to a maximum of 3. Additionally, slaying enemies attracts a restless soul. Basic attacks return a small amount of damage done as health. So what this means, guys, is if you have a look now, the purple spirits flying around me, these are souls, restless souls. These are our bread and butter. We need these souls. These souls are what keeps us going. They are really awesome. We'll get more into them in a second, and we'll talk about the basic attacks siphoning health. So just a small amount of health is returned to you. So if you damage an enemy, it takes health from them and restores it to you. It's a very typical sort of necromancery, warlocky thing that the Tombraiser has. That's sort of what the class is, but done in obviously that true Trove fashion. So if we have a look about a bit more in depth at the passive, so it creates souls that orbit around the user. They're the purple spirits we saw. The amount of souls that are orbiting the user determines the amount of summons he or she can spawn. Again, we'll talk more about that in a moment. You can only carry 3 souls at a time. 1 soul is obtained every 8 seconds. Up to a maximum of 3 though, guys. So if you spend a soul, it will be returned to you after 8 seconds. Souls can also be obtained while attacking enemies by the player and or the summons. So this means that if you're in combat, you're still going to get your restless souls. It still works. So basic attacks will heal your summons. It's another part of the passive. Really cool. So if it doesn't all make sense at the moment, so if we go into the first ability that we have, the right mouse button ability, Bone Tirage, we know that it's all about summoning minions. So the Bone Tirage is throw a restless soul, consuming it and spawning a skeletal minion where it lands. Minions will fight for you for a short while. So if we come back to the main screen now and we press our right mouse button, we can see this skeletal minion appear. So this guy is our pet. He's going to fight for us. So if we have a look more in depth at this, it says spawns a skeletal minion to fight for the player. We've seen that. Skeletal summons constantly take damage, so your minions will die from nothing. They take damage over 10 seconds. So these minions will die. You can't keep them permanently, but it only takes 10 seconds for them to die. But it only takes 8 seconds for you to regain a restless soul to be used to summon them. So using the basic attack will heal the allies slightly, the minions. Players can spawn a maximum of 6 minions, or 6 spawns. So that's really, really cool. We can have 6 of those little skeletons, or Well, we'll leave that as a surprise. So spawns can only last for 10 seconds if not damaged or healed. So if we go back to the main screen now, guys, we can have a look. So this guy, he's taking damage, we can see that, because his health bar going down. If we use our basic attack on him, his health bar is going to go back up, so we can heal these guys with our basic attack. We can summon more than one. We've got 3 here. So that is really cool. We can heal them, and it means that if you, because we know that combat on Trove can be a bit messy, so if you're in the fray and you're not necessarily hitting the boss, if your minions are in front of you, or the mob, you can heal the minions. You're still doing something useful with that basic attack. Really nice. So we'll have a look at the second ability, which is my favourite ability in the game. It's awesome. It's called Banshee's Boon. So here's the tooltip. It turns the user into a ghost. While in ghost form, you take 90% less damage, and your primary attack affects all enemies and minions around you. Ghost form rapidly depletes your energy and ends when energy reaches 0. So if we come back, we can see, if I press number 1, look how fast my energy is depleting. This is such a short buff, but that's because it's so powerful. They could not possibly allow it to last longer. It can last longer, I will go into that in a moment, but if we look again and use our basic attack, we can see that now that is a shock wave. It's spurting out from all sides of us. So let's have a look at what this does. So it enables ghost mode. That's just a cool little feature that you can turn into a ghost. It charges basic attacks from a laser to an AoE shockwave around the player. AoE is area of effect. This means it affects multiple targets. While in this mode, players can heal allies more than basic attack within the area effect. So if you're right in the middle of the fight, guys, and you're using this AoE damage and heal, you'll be healing your minions, you'll be doing damage to everybody, all the enemies around you. It's awesome. So the amount of time while in ghost mode depends on the amount of energy the user has. Recovering energy will make it last longer. So if you use your emblems, guys, you can make it last a little bit longer, but it's still going to be a fairly short duration. So that is an awesome ability. Don't forget about the 90% damage reduction, because that is a lifesaver, especially in shallow arenas where damage is coming from all angles and it's very busy. You pop that, you're AoE, you're alive, you're doing damage. It's great. So this brings us on to the last ability. The ultimate ability is Grave Goliath. It has no cooldown. Really, really exciting. Like, I remember Candy Barbarian, the ice cream's awesome, but it had a cooldown. I didn't really want to use it on small mobs, but this guy you can use whenever you like. So let's have a look. Sacrifice all your active minions to summon a Grave Goliath. The more minions sacrificed, the stronger the Grave Goliath is. So if we come back to the main screen now and have a look, we summon 1 minion and a Grave Goliath. He's pretty awesome looking. He looks stronger. He's using one of the small minions as a weapon. So he's obviously cool. He's got 2 heads. Or is it 3 heads? He's got a lot of heads. He's pretty cool. So if we have a look in more detail at what the Grave Goliath does, it removes all skeleton allies to spawn a Grave Goliath to fight for the player. The more skeletons sacrificed, the stronger the Goliath. Maximum of 6. Takes damage over time like smaller minions, however it cannot be healed. Don't panic about this, guys. He has more health and he decays a lot slower, so it's fine. Creating a new Goliath overwrites the previous one, and the Goliath is considered one soul like the other summons, so it can be used along with other smaller summons to create a new Goliath. So if we come back to the main screen now, I'll show you what I mean about it being stronger. So we can summon one guy here. He's pretty cool. If we summon another 2 minions and then summon a new Goliath, look how big this guy is. He's so much bigger, he's so much tougher, stronger. They're really awesome. So these are the basic abilities of the Tombraiser class. They are really cool. They're all about their minions and that one big buff that you can use. I'm going to show you a trick how you can combine all 3 of your abilities, or even 4 with your basic attack as well, into one awesome little trick that you can use for a really strong Goliath. So stick around for that, guys. I'm about to head to an Uber 3 portal and go to a dungeon and show you guys. I am level 17. I'm level 19 because I have 2 gear, but Uber 3 it still provides a little bit of a challenge. So we'll go to a dungeon and we'll see how we get on, guys. So I'll see you there in a moment. Okay, guys, here we are at the dungeon. I'm going to get myself a recipe while we're here, but this guy is going to be a pretty good guy to show you how to do this trick. So what we're going to do is we're going to engage him. Once he summons his minions, we're going to summon all of ours, and we're going to pop our number 1 and start healing our minions and destroying his. Once we get the 2 Restless Souls, we're going to throw down a couple more minions and summon the Grave Goliath. Now you can see how huge this Grave Goliath is. So that was just with 5 minions. You can have a maximum of 6. I couldn't get the Restless Souls, there weren't enough minions of his minions. But we got 5 minions out. We can see how big this guy is. You saw how much damage he did to the boss, how little damage he took. This is a really cool trick. So to recap, you want to go in with 3 Restless Souls. You want to throw down your 3 minions. Pop your number 1. Stand next to your minions and heal them with your basic attack, as well as doing damage to the enemy because it's AoE. Once you have the other 2 Restless Souls, because most bosses do summon 2 minions, once you have your Restless Souls, you can then throw down another 2 and turn your 5 into a Grave Goliath. These guys do crazy damage. They're really cool tanks. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more class videos, and I'm going to continue the Cornerstone Ideas series, so check that out if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you very much.